And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I'm net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I thought I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 3,500 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher level of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 5 Internet SDR receivers. monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia specifically. And in addition, we're running our newer number 5 Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver, loaded with 50 additional pre-programmed Internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states across the eastern half of the United States, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 5 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas. One aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented, resonant tuned dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant tuned dipole antenna runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA-5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. We pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's open it up and see who's out there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.
Give us a shout. Alpha Kilo 4, Sierra, Quebec.
Alpha Kilo 4, Sierra, Quebec. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor in the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you would, sir, why don't you give me about 10 seconds there and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger. Yes, sir. I'm in and I am into an off-center fed dipole up 35 feet and amongst the trees out back. And I would say the dipole is running pretty much kind of east-west orientation. So I guess the lobes would be perpendicular to that. So AK4SQ, does that help?
Yes, sir. I've got you, pretty much everywhere, but best down in Georgia and Pennsylvania. So there we go. What's the name there, sir?
Pennsylvania. So there we go. What's the name there, sir? Dan, Delta, Alpha, November. And really, I just wanted to say thank you. You spent a lot of time with me a week ago tweaking things, and I believe it helped quite a bit. And I have not received my screen. I ordered one, so this is without the screen, but this microphone has a little collimator or something or other on the end that might be helping as well. AK4SQ. Thank you, Jim.
Roger, Dan. What location? What's your location, sir?
Roger, Roger, Dan. What location? What's your location, sir? I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia. Lynchburg.
Roger that. And what radio are you on today?
Roger that. And what radio are you on today? I'm on my, probably had it about 2 weeks, but it's a Yaesu FTDX101D.
Roger, Dan. Sounds like you might be just a tad warm into your ALC. So if you would, let's go up to your ALC real quick and with mic gain in hand. And as you say that magic word, audio, adjust your mic gain until you're 2/3 or 7 on your ALC meter. Roger?
2/3 or 7 on your ALC meter. Roger? Roger. I think you're right. It is coming up. That's funny because I thought I had it where it was just right, but it is a little hot today. Maybe it's the pepper I ate for lunch. But But anyway, yes. Hang in there. That's interesting. Is that better? AK4SQ.
Oh, perfect. Yes, sir. And the thing about that tone that you generate with your mouth, it's just such a beautiful tone. It has so many different context material in it. And as you look at it on a spectrum analyzer, it's just wall-to-wall harmonics. So it's just a perfect word there. And you're absolutely correct in the way that you set it up with long it becomes so easy to adjust that level because it's not bouncing. It's a steady state tone. So, as you manipulate your mic gain control, it's against a steady tone. So it's very easy to set that tone exactly where you need to in the sweet spot of that ALC at 7 or 2/3. Roger?
In the sweet spot of that ALC at 7 or 2/3. Roger? Roger. Well, you're reinforcing what I heard last week, and that's exactly what I need. So I feel like I'm learning from the best. So I'm listening. AK4SQ.
Yes, sir. Now make a note, write it down somewhere of exactly what your mic level is. And on any given day, that's going to be real close to where you need to be, probably. So just write, so you don't forget, write that mic level down, and then you'll have it. And if things change, but the other aspect is that if it's not broke, don't fix it, The
other aspect that if it's not broke, fix it, Amen. I hear you.
I'm playing catch up on one of my SDRs. It's trying to be difficult, but I've learned to overcome these Amazon tablets and all the intricacies of the SDR sites. And there's I guess there's thousands and thousands of sites, and they are pretty much the same. It's a different sequence in a lot of them, but eventually it's pretty much the same thing. So I've got just one brand of that SDR that I have to deal with. If I had to do with all different kinds of front ends on a internet return, I would go crazy. So these are all similar, and I'm looking at 5 internet SDR receivers. And which doing New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Virginia, and Kentucky, and it just so far it's working out pretty well. Outside of the aggravation of sometimes they magically change frequency on their own, and then sometimes they just shut down on their own. They really have a mind of their own, I guess. But I'm trying to keep up, Roger.
They have a mind of their own, I guess. But I'm trying to keep up, Roger. Well. If anybody can do it, you can. I do believe so. And again, thank you for what you're doing. Goodness gracious. I feel like I've got, an expert technician coming over to my shack to help me out. And so, yeah, thank you so much, Jim. KC9 Victor Kilo Victor. This is Alpha Kilo 4 Sierra Quebec.
Roger, Dan. I appreciate that. I got not an email, but I got a comment on one of my programs that said, gosh, this is the second time he's been talking about those foam windscreens. I don't know what's up there, but at least he heard the first one and he heard the second one. So, and this is a campaign. I think that, in search of perfect audio, and I think it can be near achieved, particularly with the foam windscreens, diverting those wind transients away from the mic elements, so the mic only has to deal with your voice, converting it to electron impulses or electric impulses, however it goes. I think that that's could be maybe half the distortion of a station is the mic getting wind velocities from like plosives, and that's part of it. But there are other words that you might say that do also incur large wind pieces that will definitely shake up a mic element as it's trying to cipher just your audio, because these wind things come in at maybe 4 times hotter than the actual audio level that it's trying to perceive. So it does represent a problem. So what we want to do is direct those wind currents away from the mic element through a foam windscreen, and then that just clears up the translation of the audio to electronic vibrations. Roger?
To electronic vibrations. Roger? I'm sold. Like I said, I actually ordered, I think it was Sweetwater. Somebody else chimed in last week and said you could get them at Sweetwater, and I've been a customer of theirs before. And by the way, as I said, I'm waiting on those to arrive, but just out of an experiment, I just pulled off a piece of paper towel and stuck it over the mic, and now I'm removing it. So is there any difference at all, AK4SQ?
Not much, but I could hear, I think, a top-end attenuation with it on. And that's the whole idea behind a foam windscreen, that it does not readily attenuate the top end of audio like other things like a napkin or a little wash towel or a sock. A clean sock, I hope. But the foam windscreen does not attenuate those, so you can't really hear any frequency attenuation when you put it on. The only thing you'll notice is that there is no distortion in that mic from the standpoint of wind velocities from your mouth reaching the mic element itself. Roger?
From your mouth reaching the mic element itself. Roger? I understand. So I won't save $2 and go with the paper towel option, and nor will I put a sock in it, so to speak. So I'm listening, Jim. AK4SQ.
Roger. Yeah, foam windscreen, that's a ticket. And I think those are even better than pop filters. Pop filters are a big thing. Looks like it's got a stocking stretched around it, and it's designed to reduce the plosives and the wind currents. But I like the direct-to-foam windscreen method, because it encapsulates the whole microphone. And there is a possibility that you might even get wind sounds as the wind passes the front grill of the microphone. So this foam windscreen just takes that possibility away also. Roger?
Just takes that possibility away also. Roger? Roger. Now, interesting also, I've got this I guess it's a cylinder that fits over the microphone. I just removed it. It just comes on and off. It came with the microphone. This is a Yaesu microphone. It's MD100, I believe it is. And it comes with a cylinder that fits over the mic, and I'm going to put it on right now. I've had it on, but I took it off. And now it's back on. So any difference on and off, AK4SQ?
Yes, sir. What it does, it is like a passive audio filter, and it shifts your audio into more into the mid-range. So it's go ahead and be talking and take it off, and let me hear. I think you sound better with it off, Roger.
Take it off, and let me hear. I think you sound better with it off, Roger. Oh, very interesting. I believe in the manual that it came with it, it said it was supposed to help reduce ambient noise. I guess it's sort of more directional, kind of like a megaphone, perhaps. So anyway, it's off right now, and now it's back on. It's as easy as that. I'll take your opinion and run with it, AK4SQ.
Roger, Roger. It sounds like about a 2 or 3 dB rise in the mids. That's what it sounds like. So I would leave it off. I think you're much better balanced with it off than on, Roger.
Better balanced with it off than on, Roger. Okay, I'm going to take that to heart, and I'm going to put it away. So now it's off, and it'll stay off for a while. Thanks again, Jim. AK4SQ.
Roger, Roger. And like we talked last time, I think I would leave your ALC meter out and just be concentrating on trying to keep it in the sweet spot 7 or 2/3 as much as possible, Roger.
In the sweet spot 7 or 2/3 as much as possible, Roger. Roger, 7 or 2/3. It's probably over that right now, so maybe I'll dial it back again. Hold on.
Well, it looks pretty good. You sound pretty good.
Well, it looks pretty good. You sound pretty good. Well, how's that? Better or worse? I went down about 10 notches on the gain.
Roger, I would come up about 5. I would split the difference there. What's happening is, that thing that was on the mic is probably channeling the audio into the diaphragm a little bit better, and in cutting out the sounds entering the element from the sides. I guess that's the basic thing. That's what that does, and I don't think you have a problem and need to use that. I think you sound much better without it.
I have a problem and need to use that. I think you sound much better without it. All right. I don't think I have a lot of ambient noise. I have an amp that's not running, and that, of course, has a fan, and even my little power supply has a bit of a hum, an Astron. And actually, I'm running 2 power supplies, and the other one's one of the switching types, and it's pretty quiet. So, yeah, not a whole lot of ambient noise, I don't think. But it's interesting, sometimes on the other end, we hear things that the transmitter's not aware of, and of course my hearing this microphone's probably more sensitive than my ears. AK4SQ.
Roger, Roger. Well, I think you got it going on there. Just beautiful audio, I think. And if you want to hear it again, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that'll take you to this recording. And again, I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
And again, I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger. Roger, I'm going to take you up on that. I did look at it last Saturday morning, and my wife was amazed what were you doing on YouTube? So it's educational and it's kind of fun too. So there's a lot of gee whiz factor in addition to educating and letting me hear my results from my tweaking. So once again, thank you, Jim. Hey, let's see. KC9VKV. This is Alpha Kilo 4, Sierra, Quebec.
Roger, Roger, Dan, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. November 8, Kilo Romeo.
Kilo Romeo, Roger, what's the name?
Kilo Kilo Romeo, Roger. What's the name?
Name is Dan, Delta Alpha November. I'm in Cleves, Ohio, about 20 miles northwest of downtown Cincinnati, over.
Roger, yeah, you're just following a Dan. This must be a Dan day, a dandy day. And what radio are you running, Dan?
Dandy day. And what radio are you running, Dan?
Now I'm running the ever-popular ICOM IC 7300 with the SM30 desk mic, over.
Roger that. Okay, let's do a setup on that if you like. The first thing is to be sure that you're in that wide transmit band width, TBW, wide 100 to 2900. You have three selections on that 7300, and one of those is wide, and so you want to put it in that 100 to 2900. And now a lot of people go back and convert all the other two possibilities to the same 100 to 2900. So for whatever reason, that radio can't jump to another frequency capability. Roger.
Jump to another frequency capability. Roger.
Now, Roger, yes, it's currently in the wide mode, over.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, then move along to your compressor, and we want that on at a 3. It's just a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but we want that compressor processor on at a 3, Roger.
We want that compressor processor on at a 3, Roger.
Now, Roger, yeah, I just reset that from 2 to 3, over.
Excellent. Now to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO. Don't stress it, just say it, and adjust your mic gain until you're 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter, Roger.
So you're 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter, Roger.
Roger, audio, about 25% on the mic gain. Let's see, audio. Yeah, about 25% on the mic gain. It looks good.
Okay, sounds a little hard to me. It's 7 or 2/3 on that ALC meter. Try to stay out of the end of that reading on your ALC meter. 7 or 2/3. About halfway between halfway and full. Roger.
2/3. About halfway between halfway and full. Roger.
Roger. I also have a mic gain adjustment on the bottom of the mic, and I might try that. Stand by 1.
Okay, I tell you, that may be what it is. What I want you to do is set your mic level, your internal mic level set to a 5. Your internal mic level set to a 5, and then use your external mic level to achieve 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. Roger?
7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. Roger.
Okay, set the mic gain to 5%, is that correct?
No, to 5, half of its possibility. In other words, that mic gain is 0 to 10, and we want it on a 5, halfway. Roger?
0 to 10, and we want it on a 5, halfway. Roger?
Okay, my radio shows mic gain in percentage, so I want to go about 50%, is that it?
Yes, sir, that's it. In other words, we're looking for a nominal mic level input. Nominal, which is like halfway, half the capability of the input level. So we want to be a 5 out of 10, Roger, thereabouts halfway on the whatever the nomenclature is on the mic input level.
On the whatever the nomenclature is on the mic input level.
Okay, I have that set for 50. Now, hello. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio. Right about there.
Okay, so then why don't you tell me about your 7300 and what you like about it for about 10 seconds or so.
Your 7300 7300, and what you like about it for about 10 seconds or so.
Okay, just all around dynamite radio. I also have a 756 Pro that I got with you months ago and set up the audio on that. Got that thing going real good, but the 7300 is also a very good radio. I like it. A lot of guys think it has receiving problems, but these radios are all built too sensitive, so if you keep that in mind and you use your attenuator or ride the RF gain control, radio works a whole lot better. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, just as an experiment, I want you to take your internal mic level control to a 4 instead of a 5. Just reducing your level just a little bit from a 5 to a 4, and let me hear you.
Just a little bit from a 5 to a 4, and let me hear you.
Roger, that's about 40% on the gain right now, over.
Yes, sir. So much clearer there. You were, I think, kind of bunching up at the top because that level was just slightly high. So if you would write down a 4 as your main volume on your internal control, and then maybe jot down the also reading on your external control, so you can go back and assimilate the situation from these notes, and just keep the notes around. So if something were to happen and you would need to touch up things, you would have it. So it's a 4 on your internal mic gain control, and it's whatever it is on your external mic gain control, Roger.
And it's whatever it is on your external mic gain control, Roger.
No, Roger. Well, this will save to the SD card, so no problem there. I can always save whatever I do on it on the SD card, and seems to be another nice feature there. What do you think in the way of bass and treble, over?
That's where I'm headed to. Let's go to the tone control board, your equalization capability, Roger.
Control board, your equalization capability, Roger.
Roger, I'm there.
Okay, sir, what I want you to do is, what is your current treble level control? The current level control of your treble adjustment.
Adjustment.
Currently, it's +3 on the treble.
Okay, so go ahead and take that, max that out to a +5. +5, Roger, Roger.
Take that, max that out to a +5. +5, Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger, that's +5 right there.
Okay, then let's go to bass. What is your current bass reading?
Okay, then let's go to bass. What is your current bass reading?
Current bass reading is -2.
Okay, take that to flat. Take that to flat. And then tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, Roger.
Tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, Roger.
Roger, the antenna system here is fed with open wire line into a tuner and into the radio, over.
Okay, I need just a little bit more than that. Tell me about, how many different antennas you have, or do you just have one?
I have this antenna, also have VHF and UHF antenna in the back, and another just a random long wire antenna in the back, and another just a random long wire that at the moment that's all I have up purposes. At the moment that's all I have up, over.
Roger that, Roger that. I got a chance to listen to my local 7300 output on a antenna that seems to be favorable. I was getting probably about 10 dB above my noise level. I run a very low RF front end, so the thing is to avoid any possible distortions there, and I can't really give, when you back off your RF, you can't really give somebody a ask me to report, because the S meter is no longer operable with reduced RF. So I go by noise. in the front end, and I calibrate the voice for 0 level on a VU meter, and then when they cease speaking, the meter drops to the residual noise, and you look to be about maybe 7 or 8 dB above my noise level on the 7300. Roger, roger.
Be above my noise level on the 73.
The audio where it's at then? It seems to be okay on this end.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I missed that. Repeat.
I say this audio should stay about where it's at now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You should try to keep it in the sweet spot, which is 7 or 2/3. So much so that I would leave my my meter out, my modulation meter, and so I can concentrate on trying to keep it in the sweet spot as much as possible. And that we're talking about the AOC meter. So just keep that out and be, as you talk to your friends and neighbors around the world, be aware of what your level is on your AOC meter and try to keep it right in that sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. It's about
2/3, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. It's about 7 right now, so yeah, that seems to be working just fine. Still have pretty good output also.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the thing is, what we have done is set you up for a 3 dB dynamic range. Now, a stock transmitter without any processing runs about a 10 dB dynamic range. That's a given that folks engineers would say unprocessed audio is about a 10 dB dynamic range, which means a 10 dB dynamic range is about a 30% average peak modulation. So what we want to do is move from that 10 dB dynamic range. We want to fatten that up to about a 3 dB dynamic range, and when we hit 3 dB dynamic range, then the average percent of peak modulation moves up to 80 to 85%. And this is really important when you're talking about working into a lot of noise or a lot of QRM. You know, the higher level of modulation is most effective. Now, the thing is, at a 3 dB dynamic range, we have no distortion, or relatively no distortion, and it, like I say, is very beneficial to get you somebody be able to understand what you're saying in a pileup. And also EQ helps, but we want, I think, now think about this. If everybody coming into this pileup has got the bottoms whacked off, and they're just talking about upper mids to mids to upper mids, well, what about this station that comes in at a full frequency? He has the whole frequency from 1 kC down to 200 cycles to utilize to help him be heard over the rest of the group. Roger?
To help him be heard over the rest of the group. Roger.
Roger. So basically leave the transmit bandwidth wide and then, adjust the audio appropriately over.
Yes, sir. Exactly. So I think the more kilocycles you got kicking, the better things they're going to be. Now, I'm not talking about anything below 100 cycles much. I usually just roll that out. 50 cycles for sure. 75 cycles would probably be a nice place to take everything and get rid of everything below that, because that's not going to help. Although the 7300 has frequency response, transmit receive down to 100 cycles, and that's one of the reasons I just love my 7300 when it comes up on my input selector, because I've got 5 selectors that are being taken by SDR outputs, internet SDR audio, and I've got my one that is the output of my 7300, and boy, I tell you, they're all calibrated to the right level at around 1 kC, but there is a difference in the frequency response from my 7300 to the Internet SDRs, in that the Internet SDRs tend to roll off below 200 hertz, maybe 250, somewhere in there. Whereas I'm all the way down to 100 on my 7300. Roger, Roger.
Down to 100 on my 7300. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Well, it is an amazing radio. And mic also. That was another thing that blew a lot of minds there, over.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, the hand mic designed by Bob Heil, I think he did an excellent job. He did not use electret microphones a lot in his career, but that radio for the ICOM 7300, he did choose an electret microphone in that hand mic, and it was just such a beautiful choice. The frequency response capability, I think, of a electret microphone, particularly on the top end, is so much more articulated than the output at the same frequencies from a dynamic mic. So, with that being said, I just love it. Now, there are a couple of provisions that you need to utilize when you do use that supplied hand mic, and that is, the first one is to pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. Do not talk directly into that hand mic because it doesn't have a windscreen as such. So the best way is just to take the mic and put it and actually touch the corner of your lips and talk across it. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Well, that's common practice around here anyway. I've been around a long time, and for a lot of mics, that generally that's the way I would talk on them, even in the old CB days. And pretty much was always heard with no extraneous pops and cracks there, over.
Yes, sir, exactly. Probably 80% distortion-free as you work that mic to the corner. Now, the challenge is to get you, if you really are a connoisseur of audio and all that stuff, is to get yourself a piece of foam windscreen that find out exactly where the element is in that hand mic, and you put you a piece of foam windscreen just about maybe an inch or square right centered over that hole, and you'd be amazed how much that cleans things up too. Roger?
Now, Roger, I do have a little QRP radio here, an RS918 that came with a electric mic, and that's exactly what I did with that. Although this one was kind of nice the way it was built, I could put it inside the mic, and when I did that, it made a big difference, and I was still heard just perfectly fine there, over.
Yes, sir. That's a possibility of getting it inside. But I have always found I've tinkered with electret mics for a long time. There, 3 or 4 years. I have what's called a crisper. Now, the crisper is a passive device that EQ shifts that electret element on the top end, right around 6K. And what it is, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but a phone plug has a piece of plastic that fits over it. It's long, it's round, and then it tapers back. Well, what I would do would take a razor blade and I would cut the taper back part off. So I just have a round jobber, and the electret mic element would fit right in in that hole, just the same size, and I would extend it out in front of the mic element by maybe a quarter of an inch. It's just over a quarter of an inch, and what happens is that acts as a passive equalizer that shifts the frequency range on the top end and just crispens up even an electret microphone. Roger.
Roger, that's a slick idea, and I guess by moving it in and out, you can actually tune it somewhat.
Yes, sir. Usually, I've found that a quarter of an inch lip in front of the element itself, the element's in the tube, but there's only like maybe a quarter of an inch that sticks out in front of that, around that element in front of it. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I might play around with that myself. I'm always playing around with mics also and have myself. I'm always playing around with mics also and have a whole ton of electric cartridges, you know, different size ones. I got some pretty big ones. I got a couple that are an inch in diameter, and they really sound good. But anyway, I sure appreciate your time and helping set this thing up. I hadn't really tried to set it up, and I've had the thing since, I think this is one of the first ones. I believe I got it in March of 2016 there over.
Roger. And one other thought there, you know, a power supply for these electret microphones usually is about 8 volts or something like that, but I have found that I use a ART preamp, which has a 48 volt phantom power supply for the condenser mics, and that's a little too hot to be usable directly like that. But I can take and make a note of this: a 2.2K resistor directly across the microphone element. A 2.2K will be very nice as far as working into a 48 volt phantom power supply. And of course you ground to one side of that balanced input on a ART preamp. Roger.
Input on a ART preamp. Roger.
Roger, yeah, I understand. Well, I'll probably never do that, but I will, you know, keep that in mind if I ever do. I have a Behringer little board that I use for a bunch of different things, but never really thought about running the radio audio or the mic through any kind of stuff like that. I just like good communication audio, good rag shoe audio, and that's about it.
Roger. Well, that's the name of the game. And the other thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're kind of torn there. That means keep your good stuff that's working and then do this other stuff as an experiment, Roger.
It's working, and then do this other stuff as an experiment, Roger.
Yeah, I used to tell the CB guys, just keep your fingers and the golden screwdriver out of it. You'll be okay.
Absolutely right. All right there, Dan, let me say 73 to you, sir. If you want to hear your audio, just beautiful. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,500, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
3,500, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger, Jim. Well, I appreciate it, and thanks again for helping set this thing up there, over.
Roger, my pleasure, sir. 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey Bravo number 4, India, Victor Golf.
And what was the last letter?
Golf.
India, Victor, Golf, Roger. Okay, sir, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay. Go right ahead. See what you can find.
I'm sorry. If you would tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, I'd appreciate it, Roger. Yes, station, if you would tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, I'd appreciate it. I need something to listen for.
Okay. Antenna.
Listen for.
Okay. Is with boat. Feeding it with 100 feet of RG8 coax. And then I've got a piece of window line that goes from that at quarter wavelength up to the split on the dipole. Just a temporary antenna setup. About 15 feet in the air on either end. It's just a temporary antenna setup.
Roger, IVG. What's the name there?
Roger, IVG. What's the name there?
Alpha Uniform Romeo India November.
Gosh, let me try that one more time, please.
Gosh, let me try that one more time, please.
Okay, name is Lauren, spell Lima, Alpha, Uniform, Romeo, India, November, Laurin.
Roger, Lauren, and what's your location, sir?
Roger, Lauren, and what's your location, sir?
I'm located in Eaton, Georgia, about 8 miles from the Tennessee line, just off of US 411.
Roger that. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger that. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Icom 706 Mark 2G.
Roger that. Roger that. And if you would be interested in setup or checking that radio out, first thing is to be sure that we're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth, TBW, wide 100 to 2900. Roger.
W, wide 100 to 2900. Roger.
It's been long since I've been into the setup on this radio. I don't even remember where that is. If you can tell me how to step to it, I'll go into stuff and we can alter.
Roger, Lauren. Okay, it's in settings. It's in transmit, sideband, in that area there. Roger.
Band in that area there. Roger.
Okay. Well, I know the quick entry into settings is with the display button. And what I see is, of course, RF power is adjustment 1 quick setting. Gain, and it is set at 3 out of 10. Box delay, I have set at 0 because I don't use box on this radio, although my other 706 I do. I use a headset on it. Box gain is also 0, and a box is 0. Carrier frequency is 0. Don't have any offset on that. And I don't remember how to get into the big settings on this thing. There's a second set of settings that I think there's 46 settings, it seems like.
Roger, Roger. Okay, the simplest is just to take notes and then apply them later at your leisure. So the first thing is we want that transmit bandwidth to be in the wide mode, 100 to 2900. So again, transmit bandwidth, TBW, in the wide mode, 100 to 2900. Roger?
In the wide mode, 100 to 2900. Roger.
Okay, let me see if I can get into the other settings menu.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you just take notes and then you can apply them later. So just if you've got a paper and pencil, the first thing is your transmit bandwidth in the wide mode, 100 to 2900. Roger?
In the wide mode, 100 to 2900. Roger.
Okay.
All right, then move to your compressor processor, and we want that on, and we only want a touch of that, only a 3 out of 10 or a 30 out of 100. 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 on that compressor processor on. Roger?
3 out of 100 on that compressor processor on. Roger?
Okay. I've got that at 30%.
Okay, so then move on to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. That is the sweet spot that we're looking for on the ALC meter. 7 or 2/3 as you say the word audio. Stretch out the front. Don't worry about the back. Don't stress it. Just say it. And adjust your mic level until you put it in that sweet spot. Roger?
Your mic level until you put it in that sweet spot. Roger?
Roger, I've got that setting at 3/4.
Alrighty, and let's see, what mic is that you're using now?
Alrighty, and let's see, what mic is that you're using now?
This is an HM152. It was a specialized microphone that ICOM sold briefly for this and some other HF mobiles. I think the radio came with an HM102, but this particular one was a mic that ICOM sold briefly. I believe it was also utilized on the ICOM 7000 and the 7200.
Roger that. Okay, so I'm assuming that's a hand mic. It sounds like a hand mic. So what I want you to do, if it is a hand mic, I want you to pull it to the corner of your lips, actually touch the corner of your lips, and talk across it. Do not talk directly into it. Roger?
And talk across it. Do not talk directly into it. Roger?
That's about the only way this microphone sounds good. If you try talking into it, you get that ALC pop, and I don't like hearing that.
Yes, sir. Well, that sounded a lot better. I think you might have gotten a little bit too far forward in the positioning of that mic. So it sounded a lot better like that. So run it just like that. And so if you would, let's go to your EQ page, your equalizer, Roger, Roger?
EQ page, your equalizer, Roger, Roger?
Okay. I'll definitely have to look that one up, but I will take notes on it.
Yes, sir. So what I'm looking for is maybe about 4 dB treble boost from where you are. Okay, so if you're running a 3-band EQ, it's really important to keep the center band, your mids, flat. Neither cut nor boost, mids flat. Neither cut nor boost, zero level. Okay, so we've got the mids are not effective. We can turn them off if we have that possibility, or we can just leave them in the plus or minus 0 configuration. But anyway, we want to keep those mids all flat. Roger?
We want to keep those mids all flat. Roger?
Okay, that sounds normal.
Okay, sir, and if you do have a wide, many equalizers for different frequencies, that mid can occupy the space from 600 cycles, 500 cycles, up to 1.5. 600 to 1.5 would be considered a mid-frequency capability there, and we want those flat or off. All right, so then that leaves our and also remember that we have our compressor processor on, so we may be defaulting to using our P set of controls on our equalizer. I don't know if your radio has those, but if you do have a P set of controls, since we do have the processor compressor on, we will be adjusting those in that P set of controls. Roger?
Those in that P set of controls. Roger?
Okay. I don't remember seeing that, but it is possible, and I'll certainly note that and make sure that that's the way my adjustments are set.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so then we go to treble. Now, if you have an equalizer that gives you the possibility to change the frequencies of these equalizer center points, the magic frequency for treble boost is 2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz, 2700 hertz. And if you can adjust those, make it to 2700, and also if you have a capability of designing the width of that control, we want a 4. So on our treble, we're running on the P controls possibly, and we want 2700 as far as the frequency, and we want 4 as far as the width, and we want to go about +4 on our level, +4 over where you are now. So it's +4 from where you are now, a level of push, and then we want the width at 4, and we want the frequency at 2700. Roger?
And we want the frequency at 2700. Roger?
Okay, that's what I have here on my notepad, 2700.
Yes, sir. That's an ideal push. That is the ideal push frequency, and that with the 4, it broadens it out so it picks it up, earlier and extends it on out the other side. It's not as sharp and as gainy as it could be, but it's well-rounded. So that's when we use a 4. All right. So then to your base control, and we want that at 200 cycles. 200 cycles, again, a width of 4, 200 cycles, a width of 4, and we want that probably at about -3 to start, and that is something that is negotiable, because it will establish the balance with the top end, and we already have the top end pretty much where we want as far as the mids being flat and 2700 on the top end, so we would just play with the bottom end as far as shaving off some of the gain at 200 cycles with the 4. Roger?
Cycles with the 4. Roger?
Okay, I have that noted.
Roger, Roger, and so, gosh, crank all that stuff in if you get a chance, and then join us next Friday, and I'll be able to listen to see what you sound like. I think you should just sound beautiful. Okay, and if you want to hear what you are doing right at the moment, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. It'll take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3500, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
3500, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, well, we'll take a listen.
Roger, Roger, sir. Okay, so let me say 73s to you. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
To you. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
Okay, we'll talk with you in the future. This is Whiskey Bravo for India Victor Golf.
Roger, Roger, India Victor Golf, 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Okay, so I'm on my local antenna down around Louisville, Kentucky. This antenna would be good for Tennessee, Kentucky, and up around Ohio, depending. So we are listening now on our local antenna 7300. And nothing heard. So now we're on our Kentucky SDR up around Cincinnati. It's on the Indiana side and the Kentucky side of the Ohio River, right at Cincinnati, and we are listening.
Right at Cincinnati, and we are listening.
And nothing heard. Okay, so now we're up around New York on our SDR receivers up around New York. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. And back into our Pennsylvania SDR. Now, I really love my Pennsylvania SDRs. It's just a beautiful SDR as far as its capture capability. A lot of times, whenever Skip rolls, boy, this SDR up around Pennsylvania really is active. But coming in second now is starting to be my my Kentucky SDR up around Cincinnati. I'm really starting to like that one. It seems to be a fairly broad reception capabilities. So this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
All right, so not copying a bunch here. Gosh, we may go fishing early. We do love to go fishing whenever the possibility presents itself, and so we have gone around a couple of times. I'll go around one more time, and then maybe cut it short and go fishing. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. Again on my 7300 around Louisville, Kentucky, and listening.
Louisville, Kentucky, and listening.
On my Cincinnati SDR and listening.
On my Cincinnati SDR and listening.
On my New York SDR and listening.
And listening.
On my PA SDR and listening.
On my PA SDR and listening.
On my Georgia SDR and listening, this is KC9VKV.
Georgia SDR and listening, this is KC9VKV.
Copy nothing, so gosh, I think we're going to jump out of here and to go fishing. So this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, and we will be returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV is clear.